Hey guys, so I know this video quality is probably not going to be the best. There's a shadow, sorry. I have my overhead light on because it's dark outside. But it's like almost midnight and I decided that I should repress this powder because, you know, what else do you do at midnight when you're supposed to be sleeping? I'm just going to show you guys what I do to repress. I will hopefully have some other items that will go into this video eventually. This video is probably just going to be like a work in progress where I add clips like this of a few things as they come that I need to repress. Anyways, I'm not an expert. This is just what I do. That's super quick and super easy and it works for me. So to start, I just take anything that's sharp. Right now I just have like this blackhead remover tool sitting next to me. I use tweezers sometimes, the back of a makeup brush, literally anything, and I'm just gonna crush up all of the product here. So literally just chopping it up. There's a little bit of hard pan over here too, so this is more product than I normally would repress. I usually wait until like I absolutely have to, but since that whole section right there was like hard pan, I wasn't picking up much product anymore, so I'm just gonna keep chopping. Make sure you get everything, and then make sure it's also like the smallest you can absolutely make it. So it's eventually gonna be like that. But I'm gonna put you guys down, and I will be right back with it all chopped up. Okay, we are back. It is all chopped up, like the best that I could get it. In this case, I want it like evenly covering the entire pan. A lot of times I do wait for it to be less product, so then I'll just kind of smush it more to the middle of the pan. That way it's just easier to get on your brush. But now that we have it all crushed up, I'm gonna take my little spray bottle that I have here. This is just rubbing alcohol. Obviously I have it in a spray bottle now, but I used to just take like a dropper or just pour a tiny bit in at a time. Every single time that I repress something, it's different because I don't take a lot of time doing it. I just do it quick so that it's easier for me to use it. And especially since I am using up these products, the consistency of the product isn't really as important to me anymore, because once it gets to this point, it's not going to last me very long. So a lot of times I do press it like really loose, and then it's essentially like a loose powder, which I don't really find an issue, but you can obviously just try harder than I do and press it more firmly. But I'm just gonna spray some alcohol in here. I do like to make it like pretty wet, honestly. A lot of people do it dry, like more of a dry press, but I like it to be like pretty liquidy. So I'll spray a few, kind of push it around a little bit, see how much more we need. Ooh. It's like magnetized, okay. And I'm just pushing it around, mixing up the alcohol with the powder. And the color of the powder does get darker when you do this, but it dries back to the same shade it was. So we're just stirring her up. Right now it's like what a cream product would be. Personally, I'm gonna add a little bit more. Some people would stop here and then move it around and press it, but I like mine to be a little bit more liquidy. It just takes longer for it to dry, but that's fine. I think it makes it easier to move it around. And I feel like it also makes it like more put together, I guess. since you are making it a liquid, it kind of, all the pieces like blend together more. So now I'm just kind of making it even in the pan, trying to like move it around so that it's not a lot in one spot. It's pretty even, but obviously it's not going to be perfect. Some people can make their products look brand new when they repress. I personally just repress to make it usable again. So that is where we are right now. And then this product is obviously still really liquidy right now, so you're not going to want to press it yet. I will let it dry for a little while, and then I will come back and show you how I do the rest, and I'll let you know how long it took to dry too. But I will see you all in probably like 10 minutes. Okay, see you then. Okay, you guys, it's been probably like 20 minutes now, and this is what she's looking like. So when it starts to look like this, like it's still obviously wet, but it's a little bit more put together. Like, see how it strings off your finger? We're gonna try to press it. Might still be a little bit too early, but I think it should be fine. So I just have a tissue or toilet paper here with me today. Sometimes I just use a makeup wipe, sometimes, and then if you use a makeup wipe, sometimes it doesn't stick as much, but we're just gonna use this for now and see how it goes. So what I do is I just set it over. I grab something that's like the same shape of the pan. So it's a circle, so we're going for a circle. It doesn't have to be the same size. I just want to be able to go around the edges. So I'm just gonna start really light, and then just kind of moving it around, very gently pressing it still. I don't press too hard because I just want it essentially to be able to stay together. Again, I'm not trying to make mine perfect or anything. Just kind of feel for the edges and make sure you are all the way on the edges. You can press a little bit harder as you go, but definitely start out gentle. All right, now we're gonna peel it off, and that is what she's looking like. So it's obviously still wet, and it doesn't look pretty, but she's pressed down in there now. So now we're gonna let this dry overnight, and if I remember tomorrow, before I go to work, I will show you what it looks like when it's completely dried. But there's what we're looking at, and essentially it looks full. It's definitely thinned out, but not terrible. But it's definitely going to make it work a lot easier. So I'm just going to leave it out on my desk overnight, and then hopefully I will remember to film what it looks like in the morning. And I will see you guys then. Bye. Hey guys, so I have a few more products that we are going to be repressing today. I'll probably just speed through all the repressing now that I went over how I do it with my ColourPop face powder. But today we're going to be repressing this highlighter from Bare Minerals. And then I'm going to leave the pink eyeshadow for now. There is quite a bit of pan. Let me move it. There's quite a bit of pan, but it's not to the point of repressing yet. So we're going to leave that for now. But now that I'm home, I went through my mom's makeup collection, which I usually tend to do when I come home to like repress stuff for her. So there are a couple things I'm going to repress in here. This is her, let's see, let me move this out of the way, I guess, first. We have a NYX palette, so we're going to be repressing that coral shade, and then we'll probably do that shimmer shade while we're at it. We also have this Maybelline Nudes palette, and I'm just going to repress the gold shade. I'm going to leave the cream shade up in the corner, how that is for now. And then the last palette is this palette Icon by Absolute New York. And we're going to be repressing that pink shade Ballet. Alright, so let's get into it. I have my rubbing alcohol here. Let's see. This is the alcohol I have. It doesn't really matter, but I just squeezed some out into like a little cup, and then I also have a little, here it is, little dropper that I like to use. Okay, so first we are going to do my highlighter from Bare Minerals, and I have a few tools that I use. A lot of times I've been just using this blackhead remover tool. Sometimes I use tweezers, but I'm just going to stick with this because it's been working pretty well. Literally anything pointy. You can even use like the end of a makeup brush too. But we're just going to start by crushing it up. You want to crush it up as finely milled as you possibly can. So I do like to go over it all a few times. And you also want to make sure that it is evenly dispersed throughout the entire pan. And then once you have it about looking like that, I'm going to grab my dropper and my alcohol. And I like it to be pretty wet. I know some people do it pretty dry, but I prefer it to be more on the liquid side. And then once it's kind of like a muddy consistency is when I'll mix it around. And this also breaks up the powder and makes it even more milled so that it's not like super chunky. And again, just keep mixing it around, and you want it to be as even as possible once you're done mixing. It's not at the consistency that I want to press it at yet, but I do like it to be a little bit more liquidy when I'm mixing. So I do like to let that sit for a little while, and then I will come back and press it. So we're going to leave this how it is right now, but we're going to move it off to the side and grab the next one. And we're going to be doing the same thing with this peach shade. Now, when it is a smaller product compared to the area, like this had a lot of use, I do like to scrape it in a little bit. That way it's mostly in the center of the pan and not stuck in the edges again. Okay, that's what that palette is looking like. We're going to let these dry a little bit before we press them down. Ignore my nails, they're chipping like crazy. There is what that guy looks like right now. We're going to again let this one dry a little bit more. Okay, so that is all of them so far. Now we are going to let them sit and dry for a little while, and I will come back and show you how I press them down. Alright guys, it's been about 15, maybe 20 minutes. I've let them dry a little bit, but now it's time to press them in. So I just have a piece of like toilet paper here. You can use toilet paper, paper towels. Sometimes I even use a makeup wipe. Literally anything. So I'm just going to place this over top, and then I'm just going to use my fingers with this one. Sometimes I find like another object that I have that fits in, but we're just going to use our finger and pretty firmly press down. Okay, and then we're going to pull it up, and there we go. So that just takes off a little bit more of the rubbing alcohol and pushes it down into the pan, and that is what it's looking like right now. I'll do another clip of what they are looking like in the morning. It's about 11 o'clock right now at night, so I will do another clip of what they all look like in the morning once they're completely dry. But there's what that guy looks like, all pressed back down in its pan. Now when it's a bigger pan, I do like to use more of like literally anything. I'm just gonna grab this NARS liquid lipstick to push down, so I'm gonna feel where the pan is, and then again just push down. So I am pressing pretty firmly. You have to wait for it to be like kind of like half dry to be able to push down firmly. If you wait and it's still liquidy, it's obviously just gonna all go on the paper towel. But when it's like this, just the leftover rubbing alcohol goes on the towel. So there's what that guy looks like. It did kind of go a little bit overflowing, so I'm just gonna smush that back in with my finger. Right now it's kind of like a Play-Doh texture. Alright, and that is what that guy is looking like. Pretty good, not too bad. Again, when it gets to this point of where I need to repress, I don't really care if the formula is back to perfect, because I am at the point where I'm just trying to use it up. So obviously this makes it more usable, but it isn't like as great of a formula as it was originally. But that's to be expected with any type of repressing. These ones, I'm just going to use my finger for the rest since they are smaller pans. So these ones were more dried than the other ones were. So there is what that's looking like. Again, with that coral pink shade, I did try to push it more into the center. That's why there are edges left. Alright, so that is all I have for you guys right now. I will check back in with you guys in the morning, and I'll show you what they look like when they are completely dry. Alright guys, here is the finished product. So we did the pink one in this shade, this palette. Sorry, my dad is talking to the cats in the background. Oh my gosh. Alright, so there's that pink shade, and again, it looks good as new. And here is my highlighter. Beautiful. Do a swatch of this guy. There we go. Good as new. And this palette. In this palette we did this coral shade and the gold shade. Awesome. These actually turned out really good this time. And the last palette we did the gold shade right there. We're gonna have to repress that guy soonish, but not yet. But there we go. Good as new. Awesome. Alright, so I hope you guys liked to see this video and how I repressed everything. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe down below. And yeah, leave your video suggestions because I am home quarantining, so I have plenty of free time to film videos for you guys. So let me know what you would like to see next. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys!